Hi students, we are seeing the solution to the exemplar problems of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and in today's session we are going to see the remaining questions. Okay, so we are going to see some multi-choice questions. Okay, some 10 questions we are going to see, some reaction. It is purely based on SN1 and SN2 reactions, and based on this they have asked questions. Okay, so before entering into it, I want to give a brief note on SN1 and SN2 mechanism. You all will be knowing this, but just a quick recap. Okay, so I will brief everything before I'll start. So first of all, so what is an SN2 mechanism? We will see the SN2 mechanism first. So I'm going to take the methyl chloride as the example. Okay, so I'm going to take the methyl chloride as the example. So I'm going to treat with the nucleophile here. So chlorine is the leaving group. Okay, so what happens here? So I will give you all the details of the mechanism. So here when I treat the methyl chloride with OH minus, this is a base. Okay, there is a good leaving group here. So what will happen is the OH group will attack from the rear side. Rear side means backside attack. Okay, backside of where the chlorine is attacked, where the chlorine is attached, this hydroxyl group will go and attack from the backside. Okay, so this gives you an intermediate, not an intermediate, a transition state. Okay, so what is the difference between intermediate and transition state, student? This is a transition state, and this is, we cannot separate it. Transition state, we cannot separate. Okay, it is assumed, it is a mechanism. Okay, here the leaving group leaves. Okay, and the incoming groups, and this is the incoming group. Okay, this is the incoming group. This bond is not completely broken and this bond is not completely formed. Okay, so this is a transition state, and this is the slow step. It takes place very slowly. Okay, so after that what happens? This bond completely breaks and this bond will be completely formed. So what happens here? So here you will get OH. Okay, here what are the things you need to remember? Yes, see where the position was, where the incoming group, where the leaving group was chlorine. Okay, see the incoming group takes a position just opposite to the chlorine. You see chlorine is here and just opposite the hydroxyl group. Okay, so from this what you have to know, if you take the starting material of OR configuration, you will get the opposite configured product. You will get S configured product. So this point you have to remember. Okay, so the opposite configured product, so this is the reactant, right? So this is the reactant, so the product will be of opposite configuration. So this is very important. And one more thing is, this is the rate determining step. This is the slow step, no? So this is the rate determining step. And what is the hybridization of this carbon? This is a well-known question. So everybody will say this is sp3d since it is 5 bond, but it is not. Some misassumption is there. This is sp3d since it looks like, okay, trigonal bipyramidal structure. No, it is not. What hybridization it is? It is sp2 hybridized, because carbon doesn't have d orbitals. You remember this. Okay, what is the hybridization of this transition state? It is sp2. So please remember this, and this is very important. Okay, and this is the rate determining step. And why it is SN2? Okay, why it is SN2? Because it takes place in a single step, but the rate of the reaction depends both on the alkyl halide and the base we have used. Okay, so that's why it is bimolecular reaction. The rate depends on both the alkyl halide as well as the base. Okay, so that is why it is SN2. 2 means bimolecular, the rate depends. Okay, so these are the things you need to remember. One more thing, see, since it is a since there is a overcrowdedness here, isn't it? The leaving group is there, the incoming group is there. This is overcrowdedness. So this mechanism is likely to take place in primary, then comes your secondary, and it will not take place in tertiary at all, because if it is tertiary, here 1CH3, if it is a tertiary carbon, there will be more overcrowdedness and the backside attack. The OH cannot reach the carbon here. If there is, imagine if there is CH3, this will be what? This carbon will be crowded, and the approach of the hydroxyl ion to this carbon is no, it cannot happen. Okay, so this what you need to remember for SN2 mechanism. Your primary alkyl halide, then comes your secondary, and then comes your tertiary. When coming to SN1 mechanism, so what you have to see, SN1, I am going to take this one as the example. See R dash, or all are alkyl groups. Okay, so this is what chloride. Okay, so here the OH minus, here also it will come and see whether I can attack, it can attack the carbon or not. But since it is carbon fully surrounded with the alkyl groups, this hydroxyl group cannot reach this carbon, So what happens? So this is the rate determining step. So what happens? This chlorine, so I have put minus, chlorine ion leaves. Okay, so leaving you, first what happens? The chlorine ion will eliminate along with the bond. You see, chlorine is highly electronegative, so along with this bond, take away all the electrons. Okay, so it will leave as, so this is what? Leaving group. Okay, so this is what? Leaving group. Okay, so here you will get a carbocation. This is a intermediate. Okay, so you will get a carbocation. This is what? Planar carbocation. So what is the geometry of this one? What is the hybridization of this? This is a very important point. Then what happens in the second step? Okay, the OH minus ion will come and attack. Now there is two priority. You see, this is a planar carbocation. So this hydroxyl group has two chances. Either it can come and attack here, or it can come and attack here. Okay, so if it comes and attack here, so you will get two products. Okay, two configured product. So one, okay, in this side, if it comes and attacks here, so what happens? So the hydroxyl group will be here. So okay, so this is R dash, R and R double dash. You see, so you will get 50-50 mixture of this product. This will be of 50% and this will be of 50%. Okay, here we got what? Inversion in the configuration totally. If you take R, and you will get, yes, and this is what? 100%. Okay, this is what? Inversion. This is known as inversion, and this we call as racemization. 50% of the same configured product. Okay, the Cl is present here and the OH retains the same position. Okay, if you take R, the starting material R, you will get 50% R configured product. R is what? The polarization, how it rotates the plane polarized light. Okay, so that it represents 50% of S. Okay, so this collectively together, okay, so together we will call it as racemization. Okay, racemization. And what is the geometry? sp2. No, so this is what? Planar triangle. Okay, this is a planar carbocation. So these are the things you need to remember, and SN1 indicates what? So here the rate of the reaction, it is unimolecular rate of the reaction, depends only on the alkyl halide and not on the base. Okay, only depends on the alkyl halide. If you change any base, the rate will not be affected, but if you change the alkyl halide, so depending on the alkyl halide, the rate will change. Okay, so the one represents this one. Okay, so this is the quick brief thing I have told you. So let's solve the question. Okay, so here an equation is given. Okay, consider the following equation and answer the following questions. So here what happens, so and one more thing I need to tell here in SN1 mechanism, since there is a formation of planar carbocation, okay, it gives preference to tertiary all tertiary alkyl halides prefers to go substitution via SN1, then comes your secondary and then comes your primary. Your secondary, you see, depending upon it, can your secondary carbocation can take the SN2 pathway or SN1 pathway, both depending upon the crowdedness. If it is overcrowded, it prefers SN1. If it is lightly crowded, it follows the SN2 pathway. So based on the situation, it takes any pathway. Okay, so this equation they have given OH minus ion attacks. So very well, by seeing the mechanism itself, you can see this mechanism has taken the SN2 mechanism, right? So there is a transition state, overcrowded transition state, and there is a inversion in the product. You see, chlorine is here and hydroxyl is here. Okay, so it cleanly says it is an SN2 mechanism. So let's answer the question. Which of the statements are correct about above reaction? A and E. What is A? So this is what? This is A and this is E. Both are nucleophiles. Yes, both are nucleophiles. Both are having minus charge and they were attached with the carbon. So this is right. In C, carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. In what is C? Sp3? No, it is sp2 hybridized. I told you before. Okay, so this is wrong. So in carbon it is sp2 hybridized, right? A and E both are electrophiles. No, now only we saw both are nucleophiles. So the answer is what? So 1 and 3 are correct. Which of the following statements are correct about this reaction? The given reaction follows SN2 mechanism. Yes, right. B and D have opposite configuration. Yes, B and D have opposite configuration. This is also correct. Okay, then see, B and D have same configuration. No, now only we saw the given reaction follows SN1 mechanism. No, now only we saw this follows SN2 mechanism. So the answer for this is 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, so I'll keep this reaction. Okay, once again, for this reaction only we are going to answer. Which of the following statements are correct about the reaction intermediate? Intermediate C is unstable because in this carbon it is attached to 5 atoms. Yes, it is attached to 5 atoms and this is what? Unstable. It is an unstable transition state. Intermediate C is unstable because carbon atom is sp2, not because it is sp2 hybridized. It is not unstable. The statement is wrong. Intermediate C is stable because, no, this is also not correct. Intermediate C is less stable than the reactant B. Yes, it is less stable than the reactant B. So the answer is 1,4. So now this equation has been given. Now this equation. So from this equation, so this is about a secondary. This is a secondary alkyl halide, OH minus attack. From the equation, it is not evident whether it has taken SN1 or SN2. We have to decide SN1 or SN2. So one clue. See here the stereochemistry. Chlorine, retention is given. In SN1, we will get 50% of retention. 50% of retention and 50% of inversion. What is retention? So this is retention. This is retention product. This is inversion product. Okay, so here we get a clue that it has undergone SN1 pathway. And also this tertiary is somewhat overcrowded. Here one methyl and another one ethyl. Okay, so it must prefer, it would have preferred SN1 mechanism. Which of the following statements are correct about mechanism of this reaction? A carbocation. So in SN1 mechanism, what? There will be a formation of planar carbocation, right? A carbocation will be formed as an intermediate in the reaction. Yes, correct. OH will attach to the substrate B from one side and chlorine will leave it. So simultaneous thing cannot happen. It happens only in SN2 mechanism. Since it follows SN1, this is not correct. An unstable intermediate will be formed in which OH minus and Cl minus will be attached by weak bonds. This happens in SN2. So this is also not correct. Reaction proceeds through SN1 mechanism. Yes, it is correct. So 1 and 4 are correct. So which of the following statements are correct about the kinetics of the reaction? The reaction rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of only B. Yes, since it is a SN1 mechanism, as I told you before, the rate of the reaction only depends on the alkyl halide. Yes, this is true. The rate of the reaction depends on concentration of both A and B. No, it is only for SN2 mechanism. The concentration depends on A and B. So for this reaction, it is not correct. Molecularity of the reaction is 1. Yes, it is an SN1 mechanism. No, so it is correct. Molecularity of the reaction is 2. No, for SN2 only, molecularity of the reaction is 2. Haloalkanes contain. So these are some questions, some other questions. So we will also solve it. Okay. This also we will solve. So haloalkanes contain halogen atoms attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. So in this case, you have to do, we have to say which is attached to sp3. So first write the structure. So what is this? So this is what 2-bromopentane. So this is 2-bromopentane and this carbon is sp3. Yes, correct. This is attached to sp3. This is what vinyl chloride. What is vinyl chloride? Vinyl means double bond. Okay, CH2 double bond CH. Okay, this is vinyl chloride and this chlorine is attached to an sp2 carbon. Okay, so this is not 2-chloroacetophenone. So what is 2-chloroacetophenone? So what is acetophenone? Acetophenone is where I will write. So here, so this is your acetophenone and this is 2-chloroacetophenone. Here the chlorine is attached to an sp2 carbon. Okay, so this is also not. Trichloromethane. So what is trichloromethane? Cl3CH. This is trichloromethane. Okay, and this carbon is sp3. So 1 and 4. So ethylene chloride and ethylene chloride are isomers. Identify the correct statements. So what is ethylene chloride and ethylene chloride? I will tell you. Students, this is ethylene chloride. Okay, we have an ethyl group and to each carbon atom there will be what? Chlorine attached. Okay, and this is ethylene chloride and ethane. To one carbon itself there will be what? There will be 2 chlorine attached. This is ethylene chloride. Okay, so what we can say? This is what? Vicinal chloride. We can say the chlorine atoms halogen present to next vicinal dihalides. The common name is what? Vicinal dihalides we used to call, and the same halogen present in the both the halogen present in the same carbon atom, so you will call it as geminal dihalide. So okay, this is a common name. Okay, so let's see what are the questions they have given. They are isomers, right? Say they have the same molecular formula. So both the compounds form same product on treatment with alcoholic KOH. So first see what is alcoholic KOH, students. Alcoholic KOH means it is a reagent for elimination reaction. So you must remember this. Okay, so first of all, what happens we will see. See, when I treat with alcoholic KOH, okay, so what will happen? Elimination reaction has to happen. So I'll write it once again. Okay, so what happens? So when I treat with alcoholic KOH, elimination has to happen. Okay, so one hydrogen I'm going to write like this. Okay, so there will be one hydrogen removed. Okay, and this is your first step. So what happens? You will have one hydrogen is removed from this carbon and you will have one chlorine here and one hydrogen here, and you will get a double bond here. So minus HCl. Okay, so this is what elimination has taken place. Now again second elimination will also take place. Okay, so what happens? So here the OH minus will take this proton. Okay, so here the chlorine, so you will get what? You will get acetylene. You will get what? Acetylene here. Okay, so here now we will check for the second one, ethylene chloride. So here chlorine, chlorine. Okay, so I'm going to write the 3 hydrogen, okay, separately. 1 hydrogen here, 1 hydrogen here, and 1 hydrogen here. Okay, so what happens when I treat with alcoholic KOH? Okay, so OH minus, okay, it is a base and it will look for a proton, so this will go and take the proton. Okay, so this bond will move here and one chlorine will go here. So first HCl takes place. So here one hydrogen removed, so single bond. During elimination unsaturation takes place. So remember this one chlorine I have removed from here. So again alcoholic KOH. So again this OH minus. Okay, so here this will take any of these 2 protons. Okay, it will take, so the bond will shift here and this chlorine will move here. So this is another HCl. So what you will get? So CH, again the same product, so acetylene. So the first statement is correct. In both the compounds from the same product, when you treat with alcoholic KOH, this is a correct statement. Both compounds form same product on treatment with aqueous KOH. What is aqueous KOH? It is substitution reaction takes place. Okay, it is nucleophilic substitution. So what happens when you treat with CHCl2? This is Cl, so instead of chlorine OH will commence it instead of 2 chlorine. So you will have what? CH2OH and CH2OH. This is a substitution. So from reagent you have to identify what kind of reaction it is going to take place. So then and there I will be whenever I do the reactions, okay, I will give you revision also. We will recall reagents and mechanisms wherever required. Okay, so here in place of 2 chlorine you have to put 2 hydroxyl. So here CH. Okay, so here 1 OH and 1 OH. So you know the carbon cannot carry 2 hydroxyl at the same time. So what happens? Immediately it will turn to what? So double bond OH. Okay, so acetaldehyde. So are they giving the same product? No. Okay, are they giving the same product? No. So this is not the correct statement. Both the compounds form same product on reduction. Yes. So both the compounds. So what will happen? So this is ethylene chloride. On when you reduce you will get ethane. Okay, the same way when you reduce here you will get ethane. Okay, so you are getting the same product. Both the compounds are optically active. No, they are not optically active. Are they optically active? Or the carbon atoms carrying the carbon atoms are optically active? No. For what is the criteria? They must have 4 different groups. They have similar groups. Hydrogen, 2 hydrogen here, 2 hydrogen here, and here no way, they are not optically active. Okay, so the first and the third statements are true. So let's quickly finish the rest of the questions. Which of the following compounds are geminal dihalides? So I told you ethylene chloride is a geminal dihalide. Ethylene dichloride, no. Methylene chloride, what is methylene chloride? So this is what? Methylene chloride. And this is benzyl chloride. What is benzyl chloride? CH2Cl. No, yes, methylene chloride is a same carbon atom carries 2 hydrogens, so it is geminal dihalides. Which of the following are secondary bromides? So here what happens? So this carbon is attached to this 2 methyl, so it is a secondary. And this is what? CH2Br, this carbon, so CH3. So they are asking about the carbon that is directly attached to the halogen. So this is primary. Okay, so the carbon that is attached to the bromine is connected to 2 other carbons. So this is what? This is secondary. And here from the name, from it is tertiary. So the answer is 2 and 3. Which of the following compounds can be classified as aryl halides? So what are aryl halides? The halogens that are attached to the aromatic ring or aryl halides. So when you cleanly write the structure, so this is what parachloro C6H4. If you write the structure of this is, you will have a benzene ring. Okay, in the position parachloro, and here CH2 CH3. So this is halogen is directly attached to the aromatic ring, and here it is what? So this is aromatic ring, and these two are not. When you write the structure, you will know. Aryl halides are prepared from alcohols by treating with, yes, it is a Lucas reagent, Lucas test, you remember. So from this you can prepare alcohols. From alcohols you can prepare alkyl halides from this, and this also, and not this one. Okay, so the alkyl fluorides are synthesized by heating an alkyl chloride bromide. So you remember what is this? This is a Schwarz reaction. Schwarz reaction, what does it say? So when a alkyl, so where X is equal to chlorine or bromine, you can convert this to the corresponding fluoro compound via 4 reagents. What are they? So they are AgF, COF2, Hg2F2. So please kindly recall. Okay, so these 4 reagents. Okay, silver fluoride, cobalt difluoride, mercurous fluoride, antimony trifluoride. Okay, so by using any one of this 4 reagents, you can convert only the alkyl halide, corresponding chloro and the bromo derivative to the fluoro derivative. This reaction, what is the name of the reaction? Schwarz reaction. So the reagents here are cobalt difluoride and mercurous fluoride. Okay students, hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching.